Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome back to another round of Rush Racing League. There's only 3 rounds to go in the season, and now we're going to go ahead and begin our journey through the final 3 rounds, starting off with the Principality. We are here at the famous Monte Carlo circuit here in Monaco, where the racing will be close and the walls will be even closer. It's going to be an interesting format here tonight, but before we get into all that, my name is Patrick Coleman, aka Rekus, and I will be one of the hosts and commentators bringing you all the action here tonight from the Principality, and alongside me is Zombie. How you doing today, mate?
Doing alright, Rikers? How you going?
Doing pretty good. I've been looking forward to this one for quite some time because it is Monaco at night, is what I've been hearing. So that's gonna be a fun one. But let's go ahead and just take it to the track for now. So we do have a very unique qualifying format here. Oh, the beauty of this track at night. It's so gorgeous.
Yeah, absolutely stunning. I think it's going to be one of the key things to look at in the race. Obviously, I think for the drivers as well, it obviously keeps those temperatures cooled down, especially around here. I think going through that third sector with some cool temps is would be delightful for the drivers around here, and I think for me personally as well. But I think going from reserve program, um, considering Div 1 and reserve program obviously being very far apart from each other, we did see a lot of good racing in our reserve program. So, considering this is Div 1, I'm sure we will see some very nice battles, especially going into Sector 1.
Yeah, we'll probably have the fewest amount of overtakes here tonight, just because it's Monaco. It's a hard track to get some good overtakes on. So it's really going to come down to a quality battle for the most part. One thing to note for tonight is due to due to Monaco being super tight, super narrow, all that stuff, and we don't want a lot of drivers getting impeded. Ghosting is enabled for qualifying. We will have to do a lobby reset post quali to go ahead and disable ghosting for the Grand Prix. So it should be a good one here tonight. We have 16 drivers here on the grid. Gangster, who you are currently spectating on a lap. And then it's going to be Winter, Pop Top Bongo, Osama Bin Adair, Daniel Rocks, M. John, Terrence, Dito, AidenisRaiden, Katiusha, and then Kazuto, Kenworth, Nail Guat. I'm going to probably mispronounce that. I know that's a French name, so apologize if I don't nail it. Andre, Sick Party, and Mick Jammy rounding out the field here tonight. So this track is I love it. I love driving this track. Is it an easy track? No. In all caps. How do you feel about this track, Zombie? Ooh, that's an
For me
plate.
personally, yeah, for Gangster, I just saw that going into Sector 3 as he's coming around the final corner. Um, this track for me personally, I love this track. I think it's actually really only ever good to actually race on when you're going up against good drivers, because you can pass people with confidence. You can go into corners with confidence, knowing you're not gonna smash each other into a wall. Um, and I'm sure a lot of these drivers, you've got I think one of the main ones, you've got McJammy, and you've got AidenisRaiden, Dito, and just fast drivers like that. That I know they're clean. So I'm going into these three sectors of the track side by side. I can definitely do that around here, especially myself. And the one good thing around this track is getting a really good lap in. I think I'm just getting really close to those walls as well, which is one of those most satisfying things about the track.
Yeah, it's fun. It's honestly like I don't know if you've been to like a K1 Speed or any other like other I don't know what rental go kart places you guys have over there by y'all, but I know in K1 speed here in the States, we do have some really tight tracks. Me and one of my coworkers, we had the day off yesterday, so we ended up doing some of our free races that we get, and we had some really tight and clean battles going through the very narrow track. That's what it's like when you're battling with somebody that's about your skill level here around Monaco. It's very tight, very narrow, but you can have some good battles if both drivers are at the around the same skill level is going to be the key one. But I mean, there's really like two, maybe probably no more than two really good overtaking opportunities. You can try to get someone in the tunnel, and then the age-old saying of no heroics into Saint Devoc. I mean, you could try heroic into Saint Devoc and get an overtake for P1, but yeah, it's gonna be tricky. So you need a good qualifying here, to definitely say the least. Or you could beat him on pit strategy.
Yeah, pit strategy, another key thing here with the two stops. So you don't get the first one right, you can get the second one right. But yeah, another big thing here is VSCs and safety cars. So you can get very lucky around this track because you never know. Um, you stay out one more lap, there's a safety car. You know that puts you into the lead or at a bigger tire advantage. So. Yeah, it's interesting to see what will happen. But I think yeah, the main focus is going to be qualifying to see who can get out the front, which is at the moment it's AidenisRaiden.
Yeah, AidenisRaiden right now is .070 seconds ahead of Ryan Adair, the Ferrari driver. The Ferrari reserve, I mean, he's not really a reserve at this point. He's more like a super sub at this point. He's competed in Div 1 probably as much as Div 2, to be honest. As Nail is going to go ahead and give it a go. McJammy does
Wow.
a
Oh my
108.
goodness.
053
Oh,
from McJammy.
wow.
Oh boy, that's a quick one.
First lap as well.
Oh boy. And
Wow,
then
that is
Nail,
1.2 seconds faster than AidenisRaiden.
that's insane. Riding on board now with Nail as he tries to nail this Monaco Grand Prix. Coming through the hairpins near the Grand Hotel. Coming up now to Portier Corner. And making his run through the iconic tunnel. Just burning the ERS, burning the overtake. And then going deep into the yacht yard.
Very nice.
Very nice indeed. Very nicely done through the Noville chicane. Now coming to the swimming pool section, which it's very easy to mess things up here. It's a purple sector too, though, from Nail, but you could just see the lack of room, and he's gonna pull in.
Ooh.
You can just see the absolute lack of
Wow.
margin of error here.
Yeah. I'm I'm still speechless about that. Eight flat. That's insane. I can't. I gotta be honest. That could just be Paul done and dusted. He could retire right now. And another funny thing is he did that on used tires by the looks of it. That is absolutely insane that he's done that time on used tires. But besides the point, the margin for error, I think the main one is especially through sector 3. I think that last corner can catch a lot of people out because you can catch sudden understeer and obviously go wide and ruin your whole run up to the line, which can lose you a lot of time if you do get it wrong. And then obviously getting too close on that last corner can, just slightly clip your tyre, and that's your qualifying or race. You're done a lot of the time.
Oh, speaking of that, Gangster is out.
Oh,
he has clipped the inside. He just clipped the inside of the Noville chicane. And that is Gangster's night in quali, done and dusted. You practically spoke that one into existence just a few corners earlier.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'm not lying. It could be commentator's curse, but you know, it was always someone was gonna do it, and you know, Gangster's the first victim around the principality. So, but I will not be surprised if if that happens again. And yeah, Gangster's not a bad driver either. So you know, we could definitely see a lot more of those going into the second sector or first sector or third sector. You know, you could end your day at any part of this track. So yeah, it's quite insane. But what do you think if we get back onto the onboards, Rekus?
That sounds like a mighty fine idea. Who do you have in mind? Because I'll let you take this one away.
All right.
Or Nail just
Just
started
looking
if you want him.
around. Nail, yes, we will take on now because he was on for a pretty good lap last lap, going up the hill in sector one, taking it around the wide left-handed, going past that Mercedes that gets out the wide beautifully, going down the hill, goes over that big drop-off, a very deep right-hand turn, going into the hairpin, a very nice camera angle from above the hotels, and it's one left-hander, oh no, sorry, one right-hander into another, going into the famous Monaco tunnel, going down to the hairpin, going down into turn, not 100% sure, but he is mighty fast through there. And I will not be surprised if that's the purple sector too. And he flies around. Oh, and he just smacks the wall there. He's 5 seconds up on his original time with the purple sector 2. He smacks the wall again. He is absolutely pushing the limits of that blue and pink car. Going through the final turn, 18% battery, full DRS, up to the line. And it is fastest with a 7.8. That is absolutely mighty fast. Holy mac and
Yowzers!
cheese balls! That is mighty fast. And Mick Jammy has got someone on his hands now. Goes 2/10 faster than him. What about that, Rekus, for a lap?
Wow. I am actually speechless. That is a ludicrous lap time there from Nail. I mean, I know I've used this pun already, but he certainly nailed it. That's for certain there. But we could see just how much he was pushing. He was just sending that
Wow.
car through. That Alpine has never been pushed harder a day in its life. And that is. Whew, yeah, that's fast, man. I will just say that right here, right now. That is fast. Unbelievably so. Now, here's the crazy thing, too, here, Zombie. He's driving for Alpine, the team that is still currently leading the
Oh,
overalls. And where are the
wow.
Mercedes? Down at P9 and P12. So Alpine is looking very, very, very strong at this moment.
Yeah, and I think it's quite unusual because this is normally for Alpine gotta be honest, one of the most slowest divisions in recent races. Obviously, a lot of the races only having one driver. A lot of races, you know, they're down on the bottom five, and and if Katusha gets a clean lap in, this could most certainly be a double Alpine top five, which we rarely see in Div One, at least from what I've seen. But that is absolutely wow. That's unreal. Um, let's see if anyone can even try and get remotely close to that, Rekus.
Yeah, granted, now I'm not the fastest driver on the planet, right? I mean, you haven't seen me race. There's a handful of people who have seen me race, and I'm still not the fastest. My last quali lap on this track was a 1 minute 12. This man is like almost a whopping 5 seconds ahead of me in just pure quali pace alone. It's
Wow.
really darn impressive, I will say. Granted, I'm not a very high benchmark, but that is still impressive work there. as we are down to practically rush hour here soon, as everybody just comes into the pit and gets ready to give it a go. But man, what a lap that is! I still can't get over it.
I don't think we will get over it because, um, wow. But I think, the first person we're definitely going to take it on board with is McJemmy. Obviously, he did that 8 flat on old tires. So, did you want to take this on board, or what did you want to do here?
Yeah, I'll take this one around as he makes its way through. Currently on the outlap here for the Red Bull. Can the Red Bull give him enough wings
It'll be
to
tight.
jump up to that pole position? This is going to be a tight one indeed. All right, here we go. He's making his way through swimming pool. And now he's got the last 2 corners. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into the driver's seat with McJammy. He's going to go ahead and start burning the ERS. And he is going to go ahead and begin his lap coming up through St. Devoc now. And he's going to go ahead and just make his way through under the lights. Very nicely smooth through the throttle coming into the casino corner. And now he makes his descent through very nice and very smooth stuff. He is improving, but not by enough just yet. But there's still 2 more sectors for him to go through. He's making it through the hairpins and now into Portier corner. Looked like there's almost a bit of a slide there from the Red Bull. He's making his way through the famous Monaco tunnel. Now coming up to Neuville chicane. Oh, but he's invalidated!
Oh no!
Just took it a little too tight.
For another lap though.
That's the beauty of Monaco, though. He will be able to give it another lap here, so he is invalidated.
Yeah, he's not. He's not going to be able to recharge for another lap. He's got no battery. That is super disappointing. But I do think we will see a battle for third. I do see Pop Top Bongo.
Oh, he's going to go for it.
Ups. Yeah. McJamie, do you want to hop on with McJamie?
Yeah, he's going back again, but a bit of a slide there this time. Coming through St. Devoc, as now he makes his way up through under the lights, heading into Casino Corner. Very smooth there. We'll see if he can repeat. It'll be a tricky one, though. Oh, we just clipped the inside, though, so that's going to cost him a little bit of time.
Yeah, that's his lap done. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh, is he going to still push, though? It looks like he might. He's going through Portier now. Oh, no, he's going for it. He's still pushing on. He is burning that battery coming through the famous Monaco tunnel. Gonna go deep on the brakes. Oh, he gets so close again going through the Neuville chicane, but he keeps lapping. Oh, he is pushing just little bits of wall contact here and there. Oh, yep, that's the lap done. That lap is done. Yeah,
that's really unfortunate for McJamie. So we do see someone has crashed.
It's Gangster, or no,
Williams.
it's Andre.
Williams with Andre has hit the wall, and I knew there would be more, but I do want to hop on board with Nail. He is still on a lap. He's invalidated as well. Nail has invalidated, so McJamie will be slapping his head for that. Do we see anyone else on a lap? We do have Lord Dab for his 3/10 up on his time. Looking for a good time. This could shoot him up to around P5 if he still improves in this final sector. He's going to go up to the line. He's going to stay where he is. So he lost a bit of time in that last sector. Anyone else on the lap? Katusha, he goes up to P6. That's a very good lap from him. A 9-2. Anyone else on a lap? Pop Top Bongo, but he has invalidated. And that's it. That was, I'm gonna be honest, that those final couple of laps were a bit underwhelming from those top 2, but yeah, Nail's got the job done with an outrageous second lap.
Yeah, that is insane stuff here from the field. As we go ahead and take you through our quality results, it is going to be Nail ahead of McJamie, AidenisRaiden, Pop Shot Bongo, M. John, Katiusha, Ryan Adair, Kenworth, Sick Party, Kazuto, Dito, Andre, Winter, Gangster, Daniel Rocks, and Terrence rounding out the field. So everybody will be told to retire from this Grand Prix so we can go ahead and get the new lobby all set up. So, but man, that lap from Nail is just,
Wow.
it was such a cool, it's a rapid lap. I don't know if F1 drivers actually have been able to get laps like that. That is actually insane work. But oh
Oh,
no, say it ain't so. Granted, we will reset the lobby, so this might not stick. But night plus rain, whew,
wow. That would have been spicy.
heroics into Saint Devoc is exactly what we're gonna see. So it is gonna be a quick lobby reset, but you'll still have the two of us to yap on at least until we officially get out of this lobby. But man, what? I mean, qualifying is such a huge portion of this race as we get ready to go for 5 lights.
Straight
And
into the
it
wall.
is chaos, and away we go here in Monaco.
Oh my god.
And don't worry, this one is not going to count for
Oh
points.
my goodness.
You can't park there, sir.
Oh, if it's riding, oh, he's straight into the wall. We've got a red flag.
Don't worry, guys. This
Lovely.
was all planned. Um, this was all planned because we have to reset the lobby. We have to reset the lobby anyway, so this one is all planned. So, all right. Well, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick step back, and we'll be back with you when we get going green again. We will be back. Alrighty, everybody, we are back here and getting ready to go for the Monaco Grand Prix. The lobby reset has been successful, and we're going to go ahead and just get underway here very, very shortly. So it should be a bit of a chaotic run around here. Even in the wet, we have been notified that it will be a two-stop race. So, Zombie, how are you feeling about this one, mate?
I am honestly, I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this. I'm curious to see what happens on lap one. See if Mick Jamie can get a good race start and try and take the lead from now after that absolutely ridiculous lap time, that is very impressive. But I think Mick Jamie did have a lot of time to improve. So yeah, we'll see. And as it's not raining, so I think they'll give the drivers a bit of a breather. But it's still Monaco, so that doesn't help anything.
Yeah, exactly. So it should be a fun one here. We're gonna go ahead and just jump back trackside here. So two-stop will be enforced here, ladies and gentlemen. So it is gonna be still a two-stop Monaco Grand Prix. About 39 laps here around the Principality, and we are still expected to be in for quite a showcase here tonight. So this one, I know we saw the quote race start earlier that was full of shenanigans, tomfoolery, and everything else in between. This one, this one's for realsies. This is where the points are. If you DNF here, then you are in a very, very rough spot here. Nail, he did dominate in qualifying. He took that lap time with a 107, which is crazy work. Although Meowsy did have time on the table, so they always say no heroics into Saint Devoc, but if you're McJammy trying to get that win, you need those heroics into Saint Devoc. And anyways, as we go ahead and get ready to go, Zombie, any bold predictions before we get started here?
Well, predictions. Two DNFs on the first lap. I reckon. I reckon that's going to happen.
My bold prediction is that we're gonna have a weather change partway through the race. So I think we
That
might
would be
actually see
nice.
the rain. Yeah, so we will see changeable conditions. That's gonna be my bold prediction. Whether that actually comes to fruition or not, not likely. So, um, I hope we get interchangeable conditions. It should be a good time if we do. And we're gonna go ahead and get ready to rock and roll here. Everybody just making sure they got their strategy set. Everybody making sure that they have their setup set. Because if you have a bad
Who
setup
will
here,
be taking the lights, by the way?
hmm?
Who's going to be taking the lights so don't interrupt?
You want to take them?
I'll take them. For sure.
All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and let Zombie take them. We'll go ahead and let Zombie take the lights here. I mean, I'm still doing Monaco, I think, at least one or two more times this week anyway, so. All right, and then it may be a while before we go lights out, as the natural light is out here in Monaco. Night race. I think in the real world we should just make Monaco a night race. It is gorgeous out here tonight. I mean, it's pretty well lit up too, so I mean, you would just get Singapore too.
Yeah.
So.
I think the light should definitely just make it look more stands out a bit more. I reckon. Obviously, it being a very nice town. You've got a lot of buildings, and then you've got all those lights from different buildings, and then the light post. I think it just makes it work so well.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, honestly, this place, this is probably like one of the most beautiful places. Like, I could just imagine like walking around here at night, or even being on a date around here at night. It would be a lot of fun. It'd be really pretty, and I mean, the amount of supercars you'd see because Monaco is filthy rich, as in I believe they don't have any income tax. Fun fact. So, oh, here we go, and over to you for the lights.
As we do have 5 red lights at Monaco, it is lights out and away we go. And as Dino's take. Oh, that's something with the graphics. I saw Dino go onto the top of the timing screens, but we do have Nail taking the lead after turn 1, and then it's Mick Jamie, Aiden, Pop Top, Katusha, MJ, Lord, Summerbim, Adair, and Sick Party. That rounds up your top 10 just after those first couple laps, and it is a very comfortable start for the Alpine driver. It's very minimal contact at all. We've got a big pile up in the hairpin, and the kickstart was slowing down. I believe that was Sick Party. Was going awfully slow in the hairpin. I just want to point out, Daniel Rocks had made 6 places off the start. That is absolutely insane from Daniel Rocks. Going back up towards the front, as we get these beautiful outside cameras here, looking down at the yachts. As yeah, very good start, and as we still got changes at the bottom. With Andre and Kazuto just taking their time. They just don't need to make any mistakes. Obviously, one more DNF, and every single driver gets points. As we do have Winter and Kazuto diving into the pits. And as Winter does have wing damage, and I believe Katusha does have wing damage as well. Not a great start for them too. Yeah, most moved up places on the grid. Daniel Rocks, back to you, Ruckus.
Yeah, thank you, Zombie. And yeah, Daniel Rocks, he was lamenting his lack of pace. And look at that dive bomb up the hairpin for Daniel Rocks. Oh, there's big contact, a big pile up there. A bit of a domino effect coming through. Daniel's up another position. He makes a move up through the hairpin. Sick Party now, trying to put pressure on the Kenworth. As he's going to go ahead and try here. We'll see if he can see a move. That's the tricky thing about Monaco, though. Moves don't really happen a lot. A little bit of a lockup there from Kenworth. Almost presented an opportunity there for Sick Party as they continue to scrap it out here through. We got a lot of drivers pushing here in the swimming pool section as Nail goes ahead and gets the fastest lap of the race again at 1. His race pace on a near full tank of fuel is faster than my quality time, by the way. That is crazy pace there from Nail. He might actually just be Mr. Monaco himself.
Yeah, that is some deadly pace. And he's already nearly got the gap to 1 second to, I mind you, Mick Jamie. That is some outstanding pace. And they've already dropped the field by 3.5 seconds. These top 2 drivers are absolute class F125 drivers. And I do quickly just want to have a rundown of everyone that could possibly have wing damage, because you've got Lamb that has wing damage, you've got Daniel Rocks that has wing damage, Sick Party that has wing damage. Just seeing if Dido has wing damage. He's got no wing damage. Gangster with wing damage, I believe, as well. Just having a look at Andre. Andre, no wing damage. Terrence, no wing damage. And obviously, the bottom 3 had to go into the pits to go change their front wing. So, that's a lot of contact, but surprisingly, obviously, my bold prediction clearly did not go well. And there's no DNFs on the first lap.
Yeah, I think my prediction still has a chance of happening, although I did give myself a bit of a wider window as Rhino there and Gangster pull off into the pits. As Nail is going to continue. He's already dropped McJammy by about a second. So wow. 1.3 seconds now to the lead. See Dito now trying to hunt down Sick Party through the hairpin. I mean, we saw Daniel make... This is where Daniel made all his moves up, was in the hairpins. Which is a very optimistic and probably led to a good amount of the damage. But still, I mean, kudos to a driver who is, I think, officially in Div 3, although he can reserve into Div 2 or 1. But he is currently P7, up 8 positions from where he started. And he's got 2 seconds to Sick Party behind. And all that just gets tossed out the window because I commentator cursed the poor guy, and he's got a 3-second time pen. Commentator curses.
yeah, obviously that happened on very early in the race, so I'm sure we will see a lot more of that. Obviously, I think the same with the wall. You can get track penalties. The first corner, then you've got you could try get in the hairpin. I'm not sure why you'd want to try and get one in the hairpin, but obviously down at the what do you call it, the chicane, obviously where a lot of the DNS happen and a lot of the corner cutting happens. Yeah, and going through swimming pool obviously. So I'm sure we're down to see a lot more of those, but I'm sure at the moment Nail could get one and still be free because he's almost 2 seconds out in front of McJammy, which is mind blowing, honestly, absolutely mind blowing. Um, top three: Nail, McJammy, Aiden, and then you've got Pop Top, then Katusha, all just running their own races at the moment. No wing damage, no pens, and you've got MJ in sixth place, and top six, no front wing damage from P7 down to P16. You've got quite a bit of people with front wing damage, but obviously they pit for their front wing. Talking about pitting for their front wing, I think maybe Sick Party could be going for a front wing change. It is going for a front wing change. Going onto those hard tires. Yeah, we've had 5 or so, maybe 6 people pit for pit for front wing changes. So not the best start to a lot of people's races, but I'm sure it would be for the top 10.
The thing is too though that it is a required 2 stop. So I mean, there's 6 drivers who have made a stop. Everybody from P11 down. But you do have to make that second stop at some point. So it'll be interesting to see when drivers do opt in for that other stop. It's probably, if I were to make a guess, probably medium hard, medium might be the play, or medium hard, because you do need to still run 2 tire compounds, or we might even see some people run. Actually, I'm gonna change that up a bit. I think we might see medium soft, because they will have those soft tires. So they will have those soft tires just still in back pocket as Daniel into the pits now for a front wing change. So that'll be his first of 2 stops done. So I think everybody who's pitting for wing damage, they'll jump on the hards to go for a while, then maybe switch to a set of softs later on. I do think that this is probably going to be one of the races where we do see a good amount of softs runners, honestly.
Yeah, obviously having the reset the lobby, everyone gets a fresh set of softs. So I would not be surprised if we see some people gamble for the softs, see if they can get that bit of pace to get on the car behind. But I think there's pros and cons to softs, especially around Monaco. I think the one thing around Monaco is the fact if you're a couple seconds behind, you're trying to catch up, you use all your tires, and then you're just stuck in that dirty air, and then your tires are just nowhere near capable of trying to pass or trying to get those exits. But we do see Aiden go into the pits. Not for front wing damage, so he's doing a proper pit stop and he's got to the hard tires. So he is the first one to activate more of the proper side of pit stops. So we'll see what Aiden can do. See if Aiden can I believe he was behind Mick Jamie. Not 100% sure if he's going to be able to undercut Mick Jamie, but obviously he can try and get away from Pop Top. Yeah, the front field, I'd say first to around 8th. It is they are very separated. Because you've got 3 seconds, 7 seconds, 3 seconds, 1 second, 9, 10, nearly 10 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and 5 seconds. So it doesn't look like we're going to see very very close battles at the front. But at the bottom wise, you've got from P10 all the way down to P15, all having that one battle. And Winter is doing a Fernando Alonso at Hungary. He is blocking everyone at the moment. Not sure if it's just a little bit off the pace, which I'm hoping is not. Obviously, him being my teammate. But yeah, he's holding up that entire pack of the field. And yeah, he's definitely doing a good job at it if he's doing it for something. So.
Yeah, Daniel Rock's getting another 3-second pen for track limit violations, as we do see that Winter is now pretty much becoming the cork in the bottle as Dito makes his first of 2 stops here on lap 9 out of 39 here in the Grand Prix. So we're going to just see how these drivers are going to go ahead and just continue to race on here, as we have actually been granted a surprise interview for Nishka. As you actually see, now here's a sentence I
Oh.
never thought I would actually say. Bump drafting in Monaco. M. John getting a little bit of a bump draft there from Terrence. Diving around the outside, coming into the Noville chicane. That's a move you don't see too often. Well done there from the Haas driver, sending it around the outside of that chicane. That is actually beautiful stuff here, as it looks like M. John did have a little bit of a brush to the wall there. But who says you can't overtake a Monaco? Don't tell M. John that, because he definitely knows what he can do on the overtake. Very good stuff indeed.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant move from the Haas drivers. Danny Rocks gets another 3-second on lap 10. He's got 9 seconds worth of penalties, and he's P14. He's gonna have to be hoping someone does a big crash around this very tight track, and then all he has to do is survive to the end of the race. I think getting 1 point as a much slower, not trying to actually cause anything, but you know, being slower than most of the field, I think getting a point in a much higher div than you're supposed to be in, I think you know, we'll cheer him up a bit. But yeah, looking at the back of this field, they are all so close to the end of each other. And as Kazuto, I think, has just dropped out of DRS of Winter. So Winter has just picked up the pace a bit. As Terrence gets a 3-second time penalty after I saw a bit of move changes between Terrence and Lamb, but Terrence does go into the pit on lap 11. So we're starting to see a lot of the, well, mostly everyone's already pitted. He was the last of the pitters. So everyone is onto the hard tires now. And now we just wait to see if there's any moves down the rear of the pack.
Yeah, as we jump towards the rear of the field, Dito is going to try to put some pressure on here to Daniel Rocks. And look at it, it's a bit of a Congo train from P9 down to P14. They're all kind of, I wouldn't even call it a DRS train at this point. This is just a snake just weaving its way through, slithering through the streets of Monte Carlo. And you do have a question you have a comps question actually for you in particular, Zombie. From Campbell Adams, the driver who I was actually expected to be here tonight, Kazuto.
We've got a lot of moves down the inside of, oh my goodness, down to the chicane, and Andre and Daniel Rocks are bump drafting each other going into swimming pool. And Daniel Rocks just completely cuts the chicane and grabs himself another 3-second time penalty. That was absolute carnage at the back end of that field just then. Anyway, no, Daniel Rocks is retired. I believe he's retired in the pits. He's had enough. But everyone from this point on will get points to finish. But just sorry to interrupt, Wreckers.
Oh, good. And your question from, well, actually, I think you don't even want this question, to be honest. But since the channel points were spent, you'll get the question. Can we get Zombie to drop a 6-7 for us in the chat? That is from Campbell Adams.
Oh, from Campbell Adams. He wants me to drop it in the chat, or he wants me to say it?
It says in the chat specifically, but you can pick your poison. Oh, look at this! They're bottled up. It's a VSC. Goodness. Lamb has binned it into the Noville chicane.
Oh my goodness.
And to make matters worse for you, you have to say 6-7 in like vocally.
Just for your camera, Adam, 6-7. 6-7. 6-7. Alright, that's over and done with.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have about 6 or 7 retirements by the time this one's all said and done. As we do have some drivers actually making their second pit stop this time around. Dito and Winter going ahead and pitting for new bodywork and for new tires. So that is both of their stops done and dusted. And apparently, according to another Twitch viewer, Phoenix, Lamb is living up to his current EA name. Mr. Osama bin Adair right there. Have we had any Baconators tonight? I haven't actually had one since I moved to this area, so not quite. And we get going again, and it's a good launch there from Nail. I'm not going to use the pun again. He had a good restart there. Already pulling away from McJammy a little bit. As M. John has really made up some pretty good moves here so far, as he's trying to chase down Katiusha. He's trying to chase down Katiusha to try to put Haas into top 5. A team that really, really needs these points in the overalls. And speaking of a team that needs points in the overalls, Alpine is doing really darn well here tonight. Currently P1 and P5. So that's going to really give them a boost here in the overalls with only 3 rounds to go. I mean, it's still open, but Alpine are really just closing in on becoming the overall champions.
Yeah, I think just having that huge jump start at the start of the season, it's coming from a Merc driver. I think we were starting to make a bit of a comeback in those last couple rounds, but yeah, I think Belgium, everything just fell apart. Div 1 started really well, and then Div 2, I was on for a good result, and then I binned it on the last lap on a 44 lap Belgium race, so that wasn't very nice. So we were, I think, around P12, P13, and then yeah, Div 3 a double DNF, Div 4 we got a podium, which boosted hopes for Div 5 and Div 4, Div 3, sorry, but yeah, they haven't gone very well. As we're looking at the middle of the pack there, and Kazuda's just gone straight into a wall.
He was disconnected, so I didn't think that was his AI.
Yeah, I've just seen that. I've just seen the drivers there were pushing the ghosted AI into the wall. I'm not sure what happened there. I'm sure Kazuda is not going to be very happy with that. But yeah, back to what I was saying. Alpine have just been consistent all season long, and I think this last 3 races, especially how they're going now, P1 and P5, and Merc P4 and P13. I think this race alone is just gotta, yeah. I think as long as you do good in the first div, a lot of the time, it just gives all that momentum to the rest of the divs. So, yeah, I really do. I don't want to say it, but I do think Alpine will have this in the bag after this race.
More than likely. Also, would you mind sending Kaz an invite if you have him?
I will do that.
Yeah, because he did get disconnected. M. John now trying to chase down the Alpine. The team that is looking very likely to grab the overall championship after this week, if this week goes as good as possible for them. I think there's just so many points out for grabs. Unless Mercedes absolutely drops the ball and scores like next to no points, I think it will go to Zandvoort. Like the championship will probably be officially decided in Zandvoort, I would say, but I just think there's too many points on offer for it to be officialized. But yeah, I mean, with the absolute just generational amount of momentum that Alpine has had. And I mean, Mercedes, they've been putting in some good performances. Williams have also been just pumping out the consistent results, but I think it might just be a too little, too late for anyone to really try to fight Alpine. And that's a break lock up there from Sick Party. He's going to cut the chicane. Andre gets the penalty for that somehow, as he didn't even really touch any of the track limits, at least from the angle I witnessed. So a few drivers do have some track limit pens. Kazuto, Terrence, and Andre, all with penalties to their name. All those 3-second track limits. Daniel had some earlier, but he retired from the Grand Prix. So I don't know if Ryan Adair did. Maybe I'd have to look at the race director, but we do see Sick Party. Well, he joins the club now for penalties. So Sick Party now with the pen, as Winter is going to continue to race on through, trying to chase down Dito, trying to claw back some of those constructors' points, as they definitely will need them coming up. Well, it is still Andre trying to chase down Kenworth. They get really close coming into the hairpin, and they're going to go ahead and try to chase him down here and see how this one is going to go ahead and play out. As Andre, I feel like there should be a DRS zone in the tunnel, honestly, but it would make closing speeds here in the chicane a bit tricky to manage. I mean, especially when the 2026 DLC comes out, supposedly sometime in June. You know, we have heard nothing at all about it. But Andre is going to continue to push on here and try to maybe catch up to Kenworth. Sick Party's right behind. Kazuto is back. So we did get Kazuto back into the session, as we are pretty much right about halfway. We're not quite there yet, but we're pretty close to halfway. Everybody's running a hard tire right now, so this is definitely the longer stint of the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I think all now is to just stay out of incidents, stop getting track limit penalties, and yeah, just keep it clean and stay away from these bloody walls, because they're not nice to you around Monaco. I do think a fight that could be coming up very soon is the Alpine of Katusha and the House of MJ. As we could keep an eye on this battle for a bit, because MJ does now have DRS and a good amount of battery to fight Katusha. So as they're entering turn 1, cuts that curve as much as they can to try and get as much track time as possible, going up to the hill and swoop through this left-hander. I love going around this left-hander. Back into the right, going down the hill, going over the big drop-off. Then going towards the hairpin. You could either gain a lot of time or lose a lot of time in this hairpin if you do get it wrong. And as we do see, he does lose a chunk of time. He loses around 1/10 of a second. Going into the tunnel, and he's just hovering around that DRS zone. So I just don't think MJ has held onto his tyres that much better than Katusha has. As his battery is significantly a lot better than Katusha's. But Katusha's driving style seems to wobble MJ just a little bit. As becoming get back up to the DRS zone, 7/10 back, 6/10 back, 5/10 back, and he's just reeled himself back into the DRS zone. And the gap has just gone around to 6/10 of a second. Just hovering around that 6/10 of a second mark now. And that's about entering turn 1. And as we do proceed to go up the hill again, we'll try and stay on this bomb board for one more lap just to see if MJ can gain as much time as he possibly can on Katusha. Obviously Alpine have got very good points, so I think yeah, Katusha just needs to keep it clean and finish the race and get Alpine some good constructors points.
That's pretty much all I need to do. His teammate is checked out. Andre in the pits again. Gangster with a track limit pen. So we'll see. Okay, so that's Andre's second stop. He'll come out he'll come out behind Nail. He'll be a lap down at this point, which is insane to see that at this stage. So Andre is currently 11 seconds behind Winter, who Winter is actually trying to chase down Dido still, with Gangster just up the road ahead. So here we go. They're going to make their way through the corner coming into the tunnel now. As they go ahead and make their way through the tunnel.
Oh,
You spot something?
oh no, I'm just going wide in the tunnel. Thought something was gonna happen down into the chicane. Keep going.
As Dino now, I think he's missing a front end plate on that Williams. He's missing the left end plate on his front wing. So now he's going to try to chase down Gangster, looking for any kind of gap here. He's set up wide to maybe try to fire it up the inside of the hairpin. He's got a DRS. He's going to be really close now. Are we going to see heroics into Saint Devoc? The answer is no. No heroics into Saint Devoc this time around. Although it was a bit of a lock up there from Gangster as he's going to go try to fight his way on through. Dito's still trying. I mean, you can just see how close these guys are getting here.
Yeah.
They are walking a very, very, very crazy rich tightrope here.
Yeah, Dido getting awfully close going up to that hill, and he's sniffing what he had for breakfast last night from how close he is at the moment. So close from his gearbox, his front wing's practically touching his exhaust, and I think he's gonna have maybe go for a dive bomb him, but no, he doesn't take the opportunity. I do think also having that front wing, you brake just a slight bit too late on the track, and he does have a slide. He slides coming out of that chicane there. But as I was saying to Dido, yeah, he's just getting awfully close in Winter, swerving all over the back into a swimming pool, just hanging on to that Mercedes. As all gangsters at the wall, and he goes straight into the pits. I'm not sure if that was planned or not. I'm not sure if he got wing damage, but Dido does finally get ahead of Gangster, only because he did pit. But when will the front runners pit? I'm sure Nail won't have to worry about that because of how far ahead he is, especially McJemmy, or just even the top four in general. They're all in very, very comfortable space at the moment. The real fight, the next closest fight is still Katusha and MJ. They're still within a second of each other. Nothing's happened at the moment. But going down towards the field, doesn't look like Winter's going to be able to make a move anytime soon. But MJ has just tried to get that undercut on Katusha. So when is Katusha going to pit? Is he going to go for an overcut to try and get that tire offset? Will Katusha try and push as much as he can on this in-lap, or possible in-lap? Because you stay out too long on this track, you will lose a lot of time. And having a big tire offset you don't even have to have a big tire offset. You can still hold up anyone around this track, and yet still stay on these hard tires around this track a lot longer than mediums can. So but yeah, the only real fight at the moment it's Dido and Winter. They're not even properly fighting at the moment. There's still a second separated from them, so. No, nothing seems to be happening at the moment, but I think Katusha and MJ battle could be coming up very soon.
Yeah, I mean, maybe that's a possibility. As Winter now is still trying to close it to the back of Dino. This is a fight that's been going on for quite a while too. Here's the thing about Monaco. The thing that makes it like a spectacle is the fact that it is such a narrow track. The walls are close, so you're always on the braking limit every single corner, every single lap. And I mean, danger is just around every single corner. We've seen already one driver bin it. Surprised we haven't seen more, to be honest. It doesn't look like my prediction is going to come true either about the rain showing up partway through. But in the meantime, okay, here goes Nails in the pits now. A few more drivers entering that pit lane. The race-leading Alpine. He's going to go ahead and jump onto a fresh set of rubber. And we will see. It looks like it's a set of it's a set of hards. That'll take him to the end. As now we just see, okay, so McJammy's actually went outside of medium, so he'll try to catch up. He'll want to at least try to close the gap a little bit. He will lose the spot out to Pops Out Bongo.
Oh, yeah, that won't help at all. Being behind Pop Top unless he pits sometime soon. But yeah, that's not very good for him. I do also just want to mention MJ has gotten past Katusha on the pit stop records.
Very nice. Very nice indeed for the Haas driver. The Haas team, they need points. They're one of two teams that have sub 1,000 points, and they were last in the constructors last season as well. So, Haas as a team that really just it's gonna be a tricky one. They'll definitely have to rebuild for season 11. As Sick pointed out, is gonna go ahead and just make his way through the track and try to close in to the sole remaining Ferrari, the Ferrari of Kenworth. As Sick pointed, he's got DRS. He'll close the gap in. No heroics into Saint Devag this time around either. So he's gonna go ahead and work his way on through. Gangster now trying to close in. Pop Top's in the pit, so that actually won't affect Jammy at all. As the battle here is continuing on. As McJammy, oh, he's got AidenisRaiden right behind though. Oh no, that's it. That is actually Kazuto right behind. So that is not. That's a different V carb. So AidenisRaiden is still gonna fight here. I think both of them. Yeah, they both. I think everybody aside from Dito and Winter and Terrence have done their second stop at this point. So couple laps to go here in Monaco. We have actually seen some. We've seen some pretty crazy things here, all things considered. Considering it is Monaco, one of the more procession type races. But we have seen some pretty good moves. We've seen somebody Bennett, and overall we've so far actually had some pretty decent racing here tonight.
Yeah, I don't think on the side by side racing of things, but I do think yeah, a lot of. Besides from the first lap, obviously a lot of front wings damaged. It's been a relatively clean race. No stupid moves, no stupid dive bombs. But yeah, which is really good to see, especially around here. So everyone's just had a pretty quiet race. Obviously, some people getting moves done, basically only under the pit stops. But you never know. We're still seeing the closest battle at the moment. Obviously, Winter and. There's Winter and Ardre. Ardre is on the rear of that Mercedes, and he's in a woolly sandwich, which is not going to be very nice for because Dito could potentially just really hold up Andre, and I think Dito's just sticking just outside that DRS zone just to not give Winter DRS, and then if Ardre does get past Winter, he'll just give him DRS straight back, and then hopefully just drive from the race from there. From their side, Winter just hanging on to that P8, doing a nice job, obviously reserving up for Campbell Adams pulling out. But at the same time, Andre does have a penalty, so I do think if Andre does get past Winter, which he is so close to doing that, I do think yeah, I think Dito and Andre are gonna swap places, try and get Andre away from that 3-second penalty. As our big Jemmy does do the fast tackle of the race. Oh, and Gangster's out. Could that be a safety car? But I don't think that will be because it would already been called by now. Oh, that is absolutely tragic for Gangster. He will not find that very appealing as Kazuto and Terrence move up places. As back to the bottom end field battles, we still have Sick Party and Kenworth, I believe that is. And Andre and Winter. Andre yet to still pass Winter. Div 1 against Div 2. We'll see who comes out on top at the end of this race. It's 10 laps to go.
Yeah, it'll be 10 laps plus the lap we got now, so it'll be about 11 laps total here in the Monaco Grand Prix. As we continue to speed our way through the Principality, and that was a crash into Casino, So that is. Oh, but M. John's crashing too. He's been right at the end
Oh
of
no!
oh, that is Noville chicane. He's been right at the end of the Noville chicane. So that is both Haas's even out, and now we're starting to see these competitors drop like flies here at these closing laps here in Monaco. And once again, not even a VSC this time around, so it's just like bin it and forget it. And now we're gonna continue on here. That was a really fun battle we were watching for a little bit there, involving M. John. And now look at this. Andre is gonna get past Kenworth. So that is P8 for the Williams. And now he's within DRS range of Winter. M. John is left, and oh wow, Kenworth is kind of fallen quite a ways back here. So, oh, is it lap difference? I'm not too sure. Cause he's got a look like he might have a Williams up ahead. Oh no, that's Nail. He's got Nail up ahead. So Andre now still trying to chase down Winter for position, and now Williams and Mercedes are fighting for position in the overalls as well. I think they're fighting for P2 in the overalls alongside Red Bull. So we'll see how that battle kind of shapes out. But Andre now still trying to put a lot of pressure on to the back of Winter. Bit of wheel spin coming through the tunnel as they make their way through the historic tunnel. Andre going to close in the gap, but he is going to take it easy through the chicane. Cuts it a bit tight through Noville. Wonder if he'll go ahead and oh, I wonder if he got a warning for that, because if he gets 2 warnings, then he'll add another penalty to his name. So, and blue flag is out. That's for Nail. He's gonna go ahead and come on through when he gets a shot anyway.
A lot of things, yeah.
And yep, okay. So Andre pulls aside. He's not gonna get involved with that, but that does allow Winter to kind of build up a bit of that gap here.
Oh no!
Oh, look at this. Oh!
Oh!
Winter and Andre scrapping it out side by side here with 10 laps to go. 9 laps to go. It's all to play for here in this midfield battle.
Yeah, and as Andre does have the real Winter, I do feel it's going to get a bit spicy. But we do see Winter and Andre have a 7-lap tyre difference. And Winter is on 17-lap old tyres and Andre is on 10. So Andre, this whole time has had the tyre advantage, just hasn't gotten the chance to make a move. But I'm sure he will soon enough. At some point, just have that more rear grip than Winter to come at the exits and yeah, get a run on him, especially if that's even going up the hill. So as Winter does get a little bit wide, Andre could get a chance going up the hill because Andre is getting right behind Winter. He's gonna go for a move. He gets awfully close to him, but he is gonna cut the corner as much as he can, and he's gonna go for it. He's gonna go for the move up the hill. No, he's not. He has the tire offset, but he's not taking the chances. He's never going to be able to get past Winter if he's not going to be taking the chances. That could have been a very big opportunity. It's like just touched just before the hairpin. And now Kenworth and Sick Party have joined the party. This is gonna get intense these last couple laps.
100%, yeah. And Kenworth actually, Sick Party, actually, as you were saying that Andre wasn't going for a move, Sick Party was about to try to move. And yeah, well, Gangster left, well, he DNF'd a while ago, so that's not going to change the lobby. It is unfortunate to see both horses DNF, though, as we go and make our way through the session. And we'll see now. Is anyone going to try any heroics at any part of this track here is going to be the question of the night. As Kenworth, he's going to try to close in that gap here. He's got DRS, so he'll just try to close it in, but Andre also has DRS. The only car in that battle that didn't have DRS was Winter up at the front. But it's not exactly the longest DRS zone either, so you really don't get a lot of opportunities to get a move done here in Monaco. That's why, like you said, Zombie, you gotta pick a moment and just go for it. You have to take it with both hands if you want to try to get moves done here around the Principality. And we were seeing that actually earlier with Daniel. I know Daniel's not in the race anymore, but he is making some risky but successful overtakes going through the hairpin. So with that being said, I mean, creativity is a beautiful thing. They do say that necessity is the mother of invention, and it's going to be necessary for this drive to get moved done. So we might see some pretty innovative overtaking spots here on the track. We saw one actually from, I want to say it was Gangster actually, who did the overtake around the outside going into Noville Chicane. I think we saw that one a bit earlier
Oh,
on.
that was MJ, I believe.
Oh, MJ, yeah, it was either MJ or Gangster, one of the two. One of the Haas machines that is unfortunately no longer in the race, but they one of them trying to move around the outside and got it done. So we are on lap 34 out of 39. We're approaching the final 5 laps here of the Grand Prix. We've had thrills, we've had spills, and everything appropriately Monaco here tonight.
Yeah, and it's, you know, as you were saying a couple laps earlier, they are dropping like flies, and that did stop, but I really don't believe it's not going to stop. You've got drivers that are on 20 lap old tires, so they could potentially just have a little bit of oversteer and just smack into the wall, lose their front wing. If anything, lose a tire. So I think what Andre is just trying to play is just trying to play that tire deficit game. Just to see when Winter's tires drop off. But he's getting so close, and Winter is absolutely wrestling that car with Andre right behind him. When is Andre going to go for a move? Is he going to try and get a wider exit, or he sees something but he did not grab it? And I don't blame him for grabbing that. Going into the last corner, sick party behind, goes extremely wide coming out the last corner. My apologies. But we do have Mick Jammy join the party now. Could this cause a disruption in the gaps? Because they all have to let Mick Jammy pass. Question is, when are they going to let him pass? Because he's already gotten past Sick Party, and he's being held up by Kenworth. As Kenworth now moves out the way, when is Andre going to move out the way? And most importantly, when is Winter going to move out the way? Because we saw last time when Nail tried to go for go for the overtake under blue flags. Winter almost got overtaken, obviously, from Andre having that big run up the hill. As he finally lets him pass, and he is so awfully close onto the back of that Mercedes. Winter still holds on after the second lap car. I'm not sure how he's doing it, Wreckers, but he is doing it bloody well.
You can say that one again, Zombie, as we are down to the final 4 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. Sick Party getting a bit loose there out of the penultimate corner. And it looked like I thought he was going to go try to get a move done on to Kenworth as they make their way through St. Devock. And it is going to be a good run here. Actually, a bit further back, though. Kazuto, side by side, going to Noville Chicane. Terrence and Kazuto battling it out. Red Bull v Red Bull. And there's a pileup. There's a pileup there at the hairpin. Or not the hairpin, at Casino. Andre and Kenworth, I think, getting into it. And Nail gets a 3-second time penalty. That's not going to bother him in the slightest. Sick Party, though, he gets a pen. Kenworth is going to get promoted into P8 at this stage here, as Winter now has a beautiful gap he can try to work with here on the final 4 laps. You got a fight between the Red Bulls and then just an absolute slaughter fest here, as Andre's down now into 10th. And Sick Party is up to 8th, but with 3 seconds of pen, so he'll just drop right down to 9th anyway. So crazy stuff here in the final 3 laps of the Monaco Grand Prix. Are we going to see Red Bull on Red Bull violence again here tonight? Oh, there's a yellow. What has happened?
Andre's done it again. He's lost both end plates. And he comes into the pits. This is just turned into absolute horror this last lap, Beckus.
Yeah, it's just been nightmare fuel for Andre. It looked like some pretty good points were up for guys for Williams, and I mean, it's still going to get double points as there's only 12 drivers left. And here in Rush, the points go down to the top 15. So we are seeing it. Oh, Sick Boy's looking to get really punchy though. He was thinking about to move around the outside of the hairpin here. And it's the penultimate lap now. I think once Nail crosses the line, and I'll let you take the penultimate lap, and I'll take the final.
Yes, as we do see Party trying to go down the inside of Winter, but Winter completely just shuts the door on Sick Party. Sick Party eager to try and get past Winter to try and get that 3-second gap to Kenworth and Winter, the guy he's trying to fight with. But it is so tight at the moment. That Sick Party is so eager to pass. He's done it to RJ. Can he try and do it to Sick Party? Can Winter hold on like he's done for the past 20 or so laps? Because he's done an extremely good job at it. And he is sliding through turn 1, but Sick Party's going to have a run on him. They're going to go wheel to wheel up the hill. Who's going to be coming out in front? They're still going side by side. Then the big left hand. No, they go wheel to wheel. It's Sick Party's got the move done. Absolutely brilliant. As Kenworth is going to have a move on him as well. Is Sick Party about to lose 2? Oh, sorry, is Winter about to lose 2, but he doesn't. Winter just holds on again, but loses a position. As we do have AidenisRaiden come by now. So the top 3 are almost going to lap every single drive. Not every single driver. But I don't know what to say at the moment. That was an absolute stellar move around the outside from Sick Party. And that he's now going to try and extend that 3-second gap to Winter. My throat's going.
All right, I'll take over from here to let your throat catch a break.
Yes.
It is the final lap of the Monaco Grand Prix. We've gotten actually a lot more action than we anticipated here. Oh, but look at that! Kazuto trying to take advantage of the blue flags that were there for Nail. And he tried to get a pass down on the Terrence. That was a cheeky attempt there from the V-Carb. It almost paid off. And those two are going to continue to scrap it out here as Nail is making his way through the Monaco tunnel for one last time. But hang on. He makes the move. It is going to be Kenworth making the move just before Casino. And making his way now down to the swimming pool section for one last time here. A driver who has dominated from lights out to the checkered flag. The driver who pretty much just, he's gotten pretty much the Grand Slam here. All but the fastest lap. He's making his way to the line now. And Nail Guat wins the Monaco Grand Prix. And it is a very good result there for him. Terrence will finish ahead of Kazuto. They'll be the first of the lapped drivers to finish. As now McJammy's going to make his way through the last couple of corners. And McJammy will take a very nice podium here. P2. And AidenisRaiden will get another V-Carb podium here. As it'll be Dito across the line and Sick Party will try to get one here. And Kenworth is going to take him up for P7. A very good result there for the Tifosi. As the last 2 drivers are coming across the line is going to be Popped Up and Katusha. But your winner is the dominant Alpine, who has nailed every aspect of the Grand Prix. Nail Guat, P1.
Yeah, absolutely. He was that fast that we just didn't spectate him all race. Besides those first couple of laps, because he was in his zone. He was absolutely flying through that field like there was no tomorrow, and he came out 16 seconds ahead of McJammy, which is that's a statement. That's a big statement. Stating that he definitely wants to win this overalls for Alpine, as the podium celebrations go on. One of the most iconic podium celebrations, because Monaco is one of the hardest tracks on the calendar, so it does get a very special trophy, and I'm sure Nail, or just the top 3 in general, if anything, the entire grid just for finishing the race, unlike 4 or 5 other people.
Yeah, as the celebrations go live, Nail does have one part of the Triple Crown of Motorsports. He might have more that I am unaware of, but here are your results here. Driver of the day is going to be Dito, so we'll talk to him post race. And then it'll be Nail, McJammy taking up your two other superlatives. Nail ahead of McJammy, ahead of AidenisRaiden, Pop Top Bongo, Katiusha, Dito, Kenworth, Sick Party, Winter, Andre, Terrence, Kazuto, M. John, and then we've had our retirement starting with M. John to Gangster, Ryan Adair, and Daniel Rocks rounding out the field. Now, what a race we've had here in Monaco. The race is done, but we are not done here just yet. It is interview time as we go ahead to work to get our interviewees in. And we're going to go ahead and just see everything, how everyone's feeling after that one. But Zombie, go ahead and talk to us about that race here, man, because that was very nice.
Yeah, I think it was thoroughly clean throughout the entire race. Obviously the top three or top five, top four, basically they all just got separated and they just drove their own race from there. So but yeah, it was mainly consistent for most of the drivers that race, and yeah, I think we did actually have some very exciting moments that race. Obviously towards the end with that you had Winter, you had Ken West, Sick Party, I believe it was Andre as well, and obviously Andre getting that spin in the last couple of laps, which yeah, that wouldn't have he wouldn't have enjoyed that, but yeah, that race was thoroughly entertaining, and I enjoyed it.
And yeah, actually, as I learned from Phoenix that Nail actually has also won the 24 Hours of Le Mans in LMU, so he's already got two parts of the Triple Crown. He's just missing in the Indy 500 now. But we're gonna go ahead and begin our interviews here. We're gonna start with our driver of the day of Dito. Now, Dito, it was a surprisingly action-packed race here in Monaco. How do you feel about the first night race of the week through the Principality?
And yeah, I like the night race, man. It's pretty cool. But yeah, it was a tough one after lap one. A lot happened. I don't know actually what happened, but yeah, slowed us down a lot. I lost a lot of time to the field, so I had to sort of undercut a bit and managed to get in front of some guys. But yeah, we were a long way off sort of top five or top six, but I didn't know how we ended up six. Ended up saving the tires enough to get to the end. So yeah, it took a bit of a long shot with the strat. And yeah, got there in the end, man. Some good points after some bad weeks. So yeah.
Yeah, it was it was really fun to watch, honestly. I mean, there was a good portion of the race where you guys in the midfield were just constantly battling back and forth just all throughout. Two more questions before I pass you over to Zombie. What is the energy looking like in the Williams garage for the rest of the week?
Yeah, man, I think it's good. I think a lot of the guys like Monaco a lot don't though, but yeah, with the two stop being obviously mandatory, that's going to shake things up, and yeah, it might be able to get some good results with some chaos happening. I think we were lucky, I guess, to not have any safety cars. I don't know how they weren't any. There were a fair few DNFs, but I was expecting at least one tonight. There was some big crashes, but yeah, it was a fun night, man, and yeah, the energy's pretty keen. I think a bit nervous though, and yeah, rightfully so. It's a tough track.
All right, last question before I pass you over to Zombie. It is Zandvoort next week for the penultimate round of the season. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, man. Pretty keen. I haven't raced there a lot, but yeah, a little bit less close to the walls, so yeah, a little bit less stressful. So looking forward to that. It's a pretty fun track, good overtakes. So yeah, pretty keen, man.
All right, well, congratulations on driver of the day, and I'll pass you over to Zombie if he's got any other questions or comments.
Cheers, mate.
Yeah, I've got a couple questions. I'm not sure if you're in a VC with Andre, but obviously you got a feel for him. Obviously spinning in that first sector in the last couple of laps. Obviously hunting down Winter for probably 10 or so laps. Yeah, what's your reflection on your teammate's performance?
Yeah, man, I think he did really well. I think he's done really well. In the last few weeks, been unlucky, obviously. Nights like this, with qualifying not going well, it really sets the tone for the race. So, yeah, he was really unlucky to not get past Winter. It's like we know it's so hard to get past. He definitely had the pace, and then yeah, unfortunately unravelled for him a bit. I felt like if he got past, he definitely would have broken away, and yeah, I probably would have been able to help him get away with that 3 second, but just didn't go his way tonight, unfortunately. But he's definitely got the pace. He's just been really unlucky lately. Tonight was, yeah, no different, unfortunately.
Yeah, and yeah, you guys all the best for the next 2 rounds or rest of the divisions and 2 rounds of the season. Congrats on driver of the day, bro.
Cheers, man. Well done to the top three, and thanks to the comms.
All right, we're going to go ahead and jump all the way to P3 now, starting with AidenisRaiden. Now, Aiden, another very good podium for you here around the Principality. How do you feel about that race tonight?
That was a bit boring. Nothing really happened, at least on my end. I was just trying to eke out the gap from top to pop top. The top two were gone. There was no point chasing after them. But yeah, I was just boxing early to get a bit of a cut.
How do
I'll
you
make
feel
the gap
about?
bigger. Sorry, I must have dropped out there.
I was
Go
going
on.
to say, how do you feel about Zandvoort next week?
Uh, I don't really drive there much.
All right, last question before I pass it over to Zombie. Is there anyone you'd like to give a special thanks or shout out to you tonight?
Well, didn't have any engineering, so I was just Kaz getting out of the way with blue flags. That's really it, honestly.
All right, well, congratulations on the podium, and I will pass you over to Zombie if he's got any other questions or comments.
Yeah, just a couple from my side. Yeah, same question as Dito. What do you think of your teammate's performance? Obviously reserving up from Division Two, and yeah, obviously him having that disconnection, which dropped him down a lot. But yeah, just give us a summary of what you reckon of his performance tonight.
It didn't really go his way. At the start, I think he didn't have throttle, so he couldn't actually move up the line. Obviously, the disconnect, it wasn't very fair on him. He didn't get a good chance. Can't relate to what he did. Just have to see in Dip 2 what he does.
Yeah, seems quite unlucky for him. Definitely wasn't the night for him. Just from your side, do you think you could have done anything better with pit strategy or tire management to try and improve a place into that top two, or do you reckon that was the most you could have done tonight?
I don't think we got any more. I think the strategy was solid. Was planning to pick a bit earlier, but Pop Top seemed to go for the overcut, so I stayed out a bit longer. But not much I could have done. Didn't have much script behind with grip ahead. But no opportunity ahead, I'd say. Just got to keep out of the barriers, really.
Yeah, obviously, not much you can do around this, tight street track, and obviously those top two were absolutely rapid today, and especially that Alpine. So but congratulations on the podium, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers, mate.
All right, now we're going to go ahead and jump over to P2 on the day, and it's going to be Meowsy, aka McJammy. Now, McJammy, do you think you had more on the table when it came to qualifying earlier tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I was like 3/10 off my banker, so yeah, qualifying was pretty poor. Although I also had a sinker as well, so it evened out at the end.
Now we got 2 rounds left of the season. We got Zandvoort and Silverstone. How are you feeling about coming up to the final 2 weeks of the season?
I mean, pretty well. The people who were ahead of me in the championship didn't race, so I'm pretty sure I'm now leading. So I guess I have the advantage there. Just need to keep it clean, and hopefully I can get the championship.
Yeah, speaking of the championship, you are closing in that gap to Fat Cat now. It was 187 points. I think you're about 16 or so points back. You jumped Pop Top in the standings. I think you might have got Aiden as well. So I mean, it's coming down to the wire, man. You think you got what it takes?
Um, I hope so. I'm pretty sure the gap was only 16 points before this race, so I'll be in front of the
Oh,
championship then
oh yeah,
now.
you are leading the championship now. That is right. Yep. So it's just holding on for here to the end. But last question before I let you go to Zombie. Anyone you'd like to give a special thanks or shout out to here tonight?
Duh, for being a good TP. Yeah, that's about it, I guess.
All right, congratulations on the podium, and I will pass you over to Zombie if he's got any other questions or comments.
Yeah, just again, a couple from my side. Exact same question as the last two. Katusha, I think it was P5 finish, I believe it was for your teammate. Oh no, I'm thinking of the wrong person. Sorry. Um, you didn't have it. No, you did have Terrence. That's right. Sorry about that. What do you reflect on Terrence's performance tonight? Obviously, he's just recently come back to the league, and obviously around the Div 2 pace side of things. How do you reckon your team have performed tonight?
Um, I couldn't really recall where he was exactly. I was too busy trying to not bin it. I already had damage from pretty early on my first stint, so I was already struggling with that. But yeah, it was a bit unlucky, I'm pretty sure. Although he did pretty well to keep it out of the walls, unlike some others. So yeah, good on for him. Getting some good points for Red Bull.
Yeah, and obviously besides from the qualifying, do you think you could have done anything different this race? Obviously coming onto those first couple laps, obviously hearing that you had damage. Did you have much problems during the race, or was it just that damage that just held you back a bit?
Yeah, well, it was mainly the damage. I just I didn't have the confidence to fully push the swim pool chicane and the one entering out of the tunnel, um, which is where Niall gained most of his time on me. I just felt that whenever I pushed there, I was getting way too close to the wall or getting warnings, which I did a couple times. So, yeah, I guess that's one of my biggest limitations that race. But apart from that, pace was pretty good.
Yeah. Besides that, congratulations on the P2, bro, and we'll see you next week, and hopefully you can claim that championship.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna now talk to the driver who has pretty much been on top of the world here in the Principality. We're gonna talk with Nail. So, Nail, you absolutely dominated this one here tonight, Mr. Monaco. How do you feel?
Well, it was, I'll be honest, very exhausting. It's been, a little while since I've done 39 laps like that with Meowsy, who had actually, I felt he had decent pace actually, so I had to kind of, make sure I didn't make any massive mistakes or just getting damage or something. So, I'm very warm right now. I'm quite glad the race is over, to be honest. But yeah, it was quite tough as well with traffic as well.
Are we gonna? I think this is the first time we've actually seen you in Div 1 here this season. Are we gonna see you at either Zandvoort or Silverstone?
I think you cut that out there, but I'm assuming the question is, am I gonna come to the other races? We'll see. If I've got the time, if I've not got, exams, it's quite, tough for me to come to races. The races for me are in the morning as well, so it's maybe we'll see.
Yeah, I know. and the end of school is coming around for a few different places on the globe. I know here in the U.S., school gets out like 2 weeks from now, so I know it's gonna be a bit of a tricky one. But that's it for me. Congratulations on the race win, and we'll pass you over to Zombie if he's got any other questions or comments.
Yeah, I'm gonna say the same thing again. Just the previous questions. Obviously, Katusha as your temporary teammate for tonight. How do you think he performed tonight, getting that P5 finish?
Well, I could see from the chat he was quite isolated as if he had COVID. But no, it's a very good result for Alpine as well. P1, P5 it's brilliant points, to be fair. Fair play to him.
Yeah, and anything you could have done differently? Do you reckon you could have improved on that absolutely insane pole time that you got on your second run? Do you reckon there was much in that lap after you invalidated?
Well, in qualifying I did get slightly held up sector 1, maybe cost me a 10th. Here and there, the rest of the lap was pretty solid. Apart from last sector was a bit here and there. Definitely could have picked a few tenths here and there, to be honest. And race, well, got quite lucky with traffic. There was one moment I had to cut the chicane at the swimming pool, who I was going to get. Otherwise, we would have seen maybe an Australian winner instead of a French, but quite close with traffic. Maybe if I had more luck, it would have been obviously much of a gap, but yeah. Apart from that, the race was quite solid from my end.
Yeah, well, you absolutely dominated, almost winning by, I believe it was around second. So, yeah, congratulations on winning Division 1, and next week.
All right, thank you.
All right, everybody, that's going to go ahead and wrap things up here in Div 1 Monaco, the first of 5 Monaco Grand Prix under the lights is done, dusted, and out of the way. We actually saw a pretty good amount of action here, all things considered, considering that Monaco is a track where passing is very limited. You get very few opportunities, but we did see Div 1 really trying to make the most of those opportunities. So, Zombie, any final thoughts made before we send this one into the sunset?
Any other division drivers listening? Not exactly. Could have been a bit cleaner with the first lap. I'd do exactly what these Div 1 guys just did. They put on a bit of a show, not going for absolutely ridiculous moves. Obviously, I think some moves could have been done. But no, I think just keeping it clean just gets you through to the race and gets you points. Obviously, not everyone could have scored points, and now everyone scores points. So I think the main thing around here is just to keep it clean and not hit your tire off. That's all from me.
All right, everybody. Well, that's going to be the end of the first of 5 Monaco Grand Prix here at Rush Racing League Season 10. There's only 2 more rounds left to go. Can McJammy claim the championship now that he is leading the championship here after Monaco? We'll just have to see. And can Alpine clinch the overall Constructors' Championship here this week? We'll just have to find out. And you guys will find out by tuning in to the next round. It'll be tomorrow will be Monaco once again. And then we got Monaco all throughout the week. And then it is Zandvoort and Silverstone to round off the Season 10 calendar. On behalf of Zombie, my name has been Patrick Coleman, a.k.a. Rekis, and we have been your hosts and commentators for tonight's section. A massive shout out to Sim Racing Center, SimLab, and Pagnian Advanced Simulation for all their support. And for you guys in the Twitch chat being as awesome as always. And for those of you who may be watching this on YouTube after the fact, stay hydrated and have a good night. And we'll see you next time in the Principality. Have a good night.